Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
Welcome back. Cedric, a lot of different types of weather this weekend. Here, we loved it. We did like this outdoor, we were very active. Like you ran a 5K. I did Pilates because he did a fitness with Vaughn.
Oh,
so it was for that.
It was a segment.
It was a segment.
You don't have to say.
I just want to preface.
Hey, listen. I'm good. You guys got outside to enjoy some
Moving
of the weather.
on. But then other places had snow. We had the tornado. What are we dealing with now?
Hey, that's the question. And it's
And
time.
you've got the answers.
You've got the countdown.
He always does.
Oh, I like that. Hey, well, let's dive right in. I don't want to leave the folks hanging because you know what? Hey, as you mentioned, we had that weather, we'll call it a weather smorgasbord over the weekend with all kinds of types of weather. So it probably has you thinking we're in transition. And sure enough, look at this. We are transitioning from summer to, of course, the famous autumn season. Now, keep in mind, of course, meteorological autumn season actually kicked off September the 1st. But, of course, as we look for the autumn equinox that occurs, that usually is on September the 22nd this year, which means we still officially are 7 days away, but we're getting ever so closer to that countdown. But it didn't necessarily seem like it because over the weekend we had, of course, multiple tornadoes in southeastern portions of the state, especially around San Juan County, where we actually had 2 confirmed tornadoes, one in the northeastern part of the state, one in the southeastern part of the state. But you get the idea. Scenes like this, not typical of fall here in the Beehive State, but yes, we could still have some severe weather during the fall season. It just kind of goes to show. Now, we only typically average a couple of tornadoes per year in Utah. And, of course, they're usually in the rural areas, and this one was as well. But it did impact several areas of property, and also some people as well were impacted by this system. So quite interesting. Of course, these tornadoes developed Saturday afternoon, literally basically lunchtime through about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But remember, Friday, the day before, we had severe weather from about 6 a.m. Friday morning through well after lunchtime. Dealing with multiple warnings in terms of severe thunderstorms. So this was a 2-day severe weather event in this area. And, of course, as we mentioned, we had some damage that was reported with this system. But that wasn't the only type of weather we had. Let's take you up into the mountains, into the Uintas. Yeah, check it out. Our first official real snowfall of the season occurring in some of the higher mountaintops there. We picked up anywhere from a couple of inches to some of the higher peaks picking up almost a half a foot of snow. So it probably has you thinking, are we about ready to start talking about snow more often here in this area? Well, let's take a look at that here, and we'll get you to the countdown here because typically for the mountains, we'll use Park City as an average. The average first snowfall is about 26 days away on October the 11th. Now, remember, this is the average. It can happen before that. It can happen a little after that. But the average date is about October the 11th. What about here in the valley, Salt Lake City? We're about 54 days away from the average first snow. But, yeah, those numbers continue to get lower and lower. And we've got some freeze alerts, by the way. I just wanted to show you this up near Jackson Hole for tonight if you're maybe making your way up that way. Outside right now, we've got a mixture of sun and clouds. Actually, a beautiful day out there with temperatures in the low 70s here in Salt Lake City, 60s in Cache Valley. We've got 60s and 70s across the rest of the Beehive State. This frontal boundary will sneak its way on through the area this evening. So we could have an isolated storm in the Uintas or southwest Wyoming this evening. I think a little better chance actually later tonight into tomorrow morning. Futurecast will show us this as we make our way on through tonight. We'll get this boundary in with just some clouds this afternoon. But notice as we get towards midnight tonight, we'll see some isolated showers potentially along the Wasatch Front. A better chance in the Uintas and southwest Wyoming. And that's going to be the story as we go into your Tuesday. Isolated showers and storms off across northeastern Utah with some high Uinta mountain snow once again. And then once we get rid of this system, we'll have high pressure build in and we start to dry things back out once again. So we'll get rid of this storm system out of the way. And once we do that, we get that northerly flow by the middle of the week as we dry things out. We'll start to eventually warm things back up. St. George, 90s, mid to upper 90s all the way through Thursday with a mixture of sunshine and a few isolated storms potentially returning by the weekend. Meanwhile, the Wasatch Front, 70s, fall-like until we get to the end of the week. Then we're back in the mid-80s. Alyssa?